Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 6 of Takedown. This one is titled Shut Out. He likes you, Hansu whispered cheekily, nudging you in the arm as you both walked to the doors of the police station. What? You said in utter confusion as you looked at Hansu. He just gave me his number, that's all. He said if I need him, to call him. He's just being polite, I think. Hansu deadpanned. Are you that thick? He asked bluntly. How can you be so smart, yet so dumb at the same time? It's just a number, you replied with indignation. How does that equate to him liking me? Equate, Hansu laughed. It's not a formula, Professor Lin. Still, he was just being nice. You huffed as you pointed your nose in the air, then looked down at the small piece of paper that Mirio had handed you. On the paper it read, Miss Lin, here is my number should you ever need me. Please don't hesitate to call. And then he put his number and signed Lemillion. P.S. It was a pleasure to meet you. Hansu chuckled softly from beside you as he watched you read the note, shaking his head as you headed off down the road. Togata-senpai? Midoriya whispered to Mirio. Did you just give Professor Lin your number? Yes, I did, Mirio replied happily. And she took it. Is that allowed? Midoriya asked curiously. Well, I want her to have my number just in case she needs me. And I really hope she needs me because I'd like to see her again, Mirio said with a smile and a nervous head scratch. Togata-senpai, do you like Professor Lin? Midoriya asked with a blush at having to ask such a bold question. Was it that obvious? Mirio chuckled with embarrassment. I don't know, senpai, but I support you, Midoriya said enthusiastically. Good luck. Sarangi Makoi, plus ultra. Thank you, Midoriya-kun, Mirio replied happily, raising his fist in the air in response to Midoriya's enthusiasm. I hope she realizes my feelings. You and Hansu made it back to the lab, and you avoided people, hanging your head as you walked into your office. Scientists eyed you warily and whispers followed you around as you walked down the hall, staring down at your feet. Cleaners were still sweeping up broken glass from where Goha had smashed through the observation room, and there was a bit of blood splattered here and there. Was anyone else seriously injured? You asked Hansu quietly. No, thankfully, he replied. I was the only one who got attacked because I got in his way. I wasn't about to let him just chase you down and kill you. You smiled weakly at Hansu. Thanks, he said meekly. He opened your office door and ushered you inside before stepping through and closing the door behind himself. So you want to tell me what happened? He asked bluntly. You sighed and hung your head again. I threatened them and they just kept being more defiant. It frustrated me. I thought that they were going to be more compliant, Hansu said, finishing your sentence for you. Yeah, no. I could tell they were going to give you trouble from the very beginning, he commented with a sigh. Well, I got to get Goha back, he said, and I need to apologise. Hansu smiled to himself. Well, at least she's seeing that she needs to say an apology. I inserted a chip into Goha so that I could track them should they get taken or run off, you said as you turned to your computer. I just need to access their programming from the connection that I installed in the computer. You plugged your index finger into the side of the computer and typed with your other hand, opening up Goha's tracker. Okay, I've opened the program. Now time to disable Goha and then track their location, you said with relief. You smiled at Hansu, then looked back at the computer and focused. Next thing you knew, Hansu was calling your name. Your eyelids fluttered open, and you looked around, surprised to find yourself on the floor, and Hansu was hovering over you, looking at you with a very concerned look on his face. Hey, are you okay? He asked as he felt your forehead with the back of his hand. What happened? You asked groggily. Your head was throbbing intensely. I'm not 100% sure, but shortly after you tried to shut Goha's programming down, you started convulsing and sparks flew from the connection port, he said with a worried look on his face. I yanked the plug out of the wall and everything shut down. That's when you collapsed and started burning up. I have a killer headache right now, you commented, holding your forehead as you tried to sit up. Lie down, you idiot, Hansu said firmly but compassionately. Don't move. He stood up and walked back over to your computer desk. You gratefully lay your head back down and tried to think of what had happened, hands still on your forehead. Is it their programming? Is it corrupt, I wonder? You thought out loud. Have you ever thought that maybe Goha has rewritten their program and locked you out? Hansu asked dryly as he worked to get your computer back up and running. Can Goha do that though? That's my program that I installed. No one can access that. I've encrypted it, you said. Goha is a learning AI and you developed them from your own person. I'm pretty sure that they would be smart enough to hack their own program and reset it. Remember they said they no longer wish to be controlled? This would be one of the first ties that they would sever, Hansu said casually as he rebooted your computer and went searching for Goha's program. You're smarter than you look, Hansu, he said cheekily from where you still lay on the floor. 1, I take offense at that, and 2, you're not really in a position to be cheeky right now, are you? Hansu asked with a smirk as he glanced back at you lying on the floor. True, you sighed. So now what? If I can't access Goha's programming here, then how do we ever relocate them? Well, if I guess correctly, one of the two things will happen. 1, they will show up somewhere or get caught by police, or 2, they'll come after you, Hansu commented, still looking at the computer screen. You shuddered. Do you think Goha will come for me? You asked with a little bit of fear. I'm not sure, but it's highly possible, Hansu replied. Better call that hot hero, he added slyly on the end. Lemillion? You asked. Interesting that he should be the one to come to mind when I mention hot hero, Hansu leered, shooting you another sly look over his shoulder. You looked away quickly and coughed. And that is the end of Chapter 6. Stay tuned for Chapter 7 coming tomorrow.